Hello and welcome to City Scene, a TV program about your city governments. And today we're walking around town with our good buddy Delbert Bryant from Sanitation. Delbert, how are you, man?
Hi, Steve. How you doing?
I'm doing very well, thanks. You know, it's fall. Doesn't feel like fall today. It feels pretty good, doesn't it?
It does. It's a nice day.
But you can tell it's fall because a lot of leaves have been falling. We've got a lot of pine needles on the ground all around town. I guess it's time for leaf collection, right?
Yes, it's the start of the leaf collection season, mid-November, where we will collect loose leaves from behind the curb.
Okay, now does that include pine needles and things like that?
Pine needles and leaves.
Okay, and that's different from the regular vegetation where you've got the branches and stumps and things like that. Not really stumps, I should say bigger pieces of wood. You'd want that in a separate pile, correct?
Yes, we'd want the limbs, the trimmings from the bushes and those type things in a separate pile. We would like the leaves and the pine straw in a pile by itself so we can utilize the vacuum machines for collection of the leaves.
Okay, it'll just suck them all up then.
That's correct. That's what we use. We have 6 trucks that we utilize during the loose leaf season.
Okay, now we have an example of, I guess you would say, what not to do with this, right?
That's correct. On this file, we don't want it in the gutter, in the curb line. That presents a problem for our stormwater and also prevents a fire hazard. If someone to park a hot car on a pile of leaves, it's potentially dangerous, and we don't want to pollute our streams and our water. So we want to keep everything behind the curb, and that way we can get to it safely.
A house like this, there's very little grass in between the sidewalk and the curb. They should probably do for more of a linear pile rather than a circular pile.
That's correct. We'd ask that they utilize their whole front yard as best they can, and if so, they could put some behind the sidewalk in this particular case to make sure the sidewalk is still available to pedestrians.
Okay, and if you look a little bit further down the street, you've got a pile that looks like it's in compliance. That's the way it should be.
That's exactly what we prefer, that it be behind the curb and upon the median portion between the curb and the sidewalk.
Now, as you look down the street here, though, there's an awful lot of pine needles and stuff that's already in the street. It looks like it's just fallen there. I don't think anyone deliberately put it out there. What should people do with that?
Eventually, the street sweepers will come along and take care of some of it, but we ask the residents to rake this up and put it in their pile in front of their residence, and we will collect it.
I remember when Hurricane Irene was coming up, we actually sent out a message to residents, since a lot of leaves had already started falling down. If you could, take a look at the catch basins and look for things like this out in the street. And if you could just take a couple of minutes and just kind of sweep it off the street for us, I'm sure that would make a huge difference in those catch basins and in what's going on with stormwater, right?
That is true. That makes a big difference if we can collect it and keep it out of our stormwater system. In the event we do have a heavy rainfall event, our pipes will be clear, and those are items that potentially could prevent some good drainage that we have.
That's right, because this could easily get washed right on down to wherever the drain is.
That's correct.
Okay, and pickup for this, is that going to be the same day as your regular sanitation and recycling pickup?
We would like for it to be, but in so many cases, the heavy leaf fall at the start of the season, it's hard to maintain that schedule. Right. We will do what we can. We will work diligently to try to keep it that way. But in the past, we've known that leaf season can be a little erratic, but we will do the best we can to keep it on your regular collection day.
So you're asking for people's patience then?
Yes.
Now, I don't remember if it was last year or the year before, but there was one year where we had such a huge amount of leaves. They came down all at the same time. You had neighborhoods that would normally take you a day to do, would take you weeks to do because of the huge volume of leaves that would come out and fall down.
And that's true, and that can happen. Just depends upon the leaf fall, the nature of the frost, and the how the wind blows, as we can say, and that can have a big impact on how we can stay on schedule.
Now, a lot can change between the time that we tape this and the time that actually shows up on GTV9, but how are we doing so far this year?
So far, we're doing pretty good. Our rainfall has been above average this year, so we expect that the trees have done a lot of growing, so look for a lot of hard work to go on in the next couple of months.
Okay, so for leaf collection then, the keys are behind the curb, not in the street.
It's true.
and ask for some patience.
That's it.
Can't go wrong with that, right?
No,
Anything
because
else?
no, we will get to your leads as soon as we can. It just takes a little bit of time.
And you may end up getting pushed off a little bit by a couple of days or even a week, maybe a little bit more sometimes, but you'll get to them. I know sometimes you guys have worked through Saturdays and even sometimes on Sundays to try and catch up.
That is true. I expect we will be working a lot of Saturdays over the next couple of months.
I expect you'll probably be calling me, hey Steve, could you put a little notice on GTV9? We're running behind.
That's true. We ask residents to monitor GTV9 for all the information they can find out. We will keep you updated and GTV9 updated on how we're progressing.
We'll also put it on Facebook for you, make it easier through several different channels to get the information out. Is there a phone number people should call if they've got questions about their trash, their recycling, the leaf pickup, anything like that?
Yes, please give us a call at Public Works at 329-4522. We'll be glad to give you the information that you are requesting.
Delbert, thank you much.
Thank you, Steve.
I appreciate it.